The only real tragedy with this week's test vehicle is that I live some 2,500 miles, I don't know, 3,500 kilometers away from the nearest desert. That would have come in handy because this is in fact a 2020 Jeep Gladiator Mojave, or Jeep's first and only desert rated vehicle. Yes, the Mojave. It would be kind of not doing it justice and kind of being mean to it if I said it was a variation of the Rubicon. Fact of the matter is that they both include almost, well, the same identical mechanical components. Dana, everything, two-speed transfer case, so on and so forth. The major difference between the Mojave and the Rubicon happens to be in the chassis tuning. Yes, this truck includes some fairly impressive looking, they're a little bit dirty right there, 2.5-inch diameter Fox shocks with external reservoirs. You can see it quite nicely right there, just above the skid plate, and internal bypassing. In other words, this thing is designed and tuned to do some dune jumping. I've been puddle jumping and, well, kind of rock crawling, if you will. So maybe not exactly what the Mojave was designed for, but let me tell you that it's doing a fine job of just getting slightly muddy. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of tragic. Base price for a 2020 Gladiator in the US starts with a Sport, $33,545. In Canada, it starts off as a Sport S and is $47,945. The Mojave, as you see here, well, not quite as you see here, starts at $845 in Canada, $43,875 US. You get all the off-road bits you could ever possibly need at that pricing, including these huge Falcon tires, the Fox dampers that I just told you about, and a number of features on the inside, including all the usual infotainment stuff you kind of want, I suppose. But there are a few other tricks with this. I'm going to show them to you in a few moments. My truck has, I don't know, all the options. It's got navigation, leather, twin roof setup, a whole bunch of other features for a grand total of just shy of $70,500. That rivals the Wrangler Rubicon Eco Diesel I drove earlier this year. I can't tell you now if it's worth it or not, but that's a pretty penny for a Jeep. There isn't much of a tour to do. I mean, let's just go inside right away. Well, I can show you. Oh, so you get these cool rocker guards, which I love. Well, there's a twin roof setup. You can kind of see it. It's the removable hardtop. A word to the family man or family woman who's thinking about a Gladiator for a family vehicle. Well, there's proof that it'll work. 2 baby seats, and kind of tough for the kids to get in because this thing has like 11.6 inches of ground clearance, so you're high off the ground. But it's easy to drop the kids in if you're reasonable height. So see, these are consumer tips, and they also love the fact that they can easily see outside because of the way the windows are cut nice and low. Anyway, that's that for that. So yeah, the leather seats, everything is very Jeep Wrangler fare. Let's just jump in right now. Oh, did I mention? Yeah. So if you want the automatic, it's even more expensive. But who wants automatic anyway, right? There's your 8-inch screen, your typical gauges. This thing has all the adaptive safety features. It's just completely nuts. Everything has been thrown into this truck. I mean, it's not like you haven't seen the interior of a Wrangler before. If you're interested in one, that's kind of cool. What does come with the Mojave is this. Well, there's your rear locking differential. Yes. This is a cool button, Off-Road Plus, and if I press it, you will see that it opens up a series of, how can I put it? It's kind of a drive mode for the Mojave that is specific to it. It kind of adjusts the throttle. It does a few other things. I didn't think it was going to take other things. I didn't think this was going to take this long. Okay, so maybe I'll play with it as we drive off. But I mean, look, inside, I mean, it's storage. It's very, very Jeep. You got a very upright driving position. And oh, there it is. Off-road pages. Come on, you can. There we go. So you can actually tweak. You get an idea of your drivetrain, where the transfer case is set up. Well, I'm just in 4 high actually. Your accessory gauges, which are kind of cool. Always nice to see when you're dune jumping, to see, how warm everything is. Pitch and roll, I guess I'm pretty boringly flat. And you have various trail cams up front and in the back, which is kind of neat. And oh yeah, that's a neat part too. Yes, every vehicle should have that. Anyhow, that's the Mojave. Well, not quite. Driving this is quite a handful and a lot of fun too. So let's do it. Now, I apologize for what's about to happen. And I'll tell you now, the road here right now is not that bad. But in a few moments, we're going to experience through the camera, the phone's shaking, what it feels like to drive a Gladiator Mojave on regular roads. I mean, this was designed to do something very specific, and it is equipped with a chassis to handle all of that. I mean, on top of the reservoir, the Fox dampers with internal bypass and external reservoirs, there's an extra jounce damper up front to cushion, or to give extra cushioning to the front axle when you're jumping over dunes, right? But the thing is, just a few weeks ago, I drove Colorado ZR2, the DSSV dampers, Multimatic dampers, and well, look, the reality is this on a daily basis just isn't fun. It is fun if you know what you're getting yourself into. DSSV dampers, I mean, they transform the Colorado ZR2 into a comfortable, refined, and smooth, serious, hardcore off-roading truck compared to this. And look, here we go. In reality, capability-wise, off-road capability-wise, they must be very damn near close to each other, if not about on par. But you're not punished like this. Smooth road again. Wait, it's gonna get worse. Yeah, so what I guess I'm trying to say is that because it's a Gladiator Mojave, everything is forgiven. The worst offender is the ride quality, which it doesn't have. I mean, the massive Falcon tires do what they can, to respond to your steering inputs and to brake up. See, I told you, into brake pedal application, and yes, everything works. Okay, you ready now? We're crossing, and here we go. Oh yeah. But it's fun if you know what you're getting yourself into. This was designed with one purpose in mind, okay? And if you're okay with that, then this is okay as well. Let's consider it an offense that is forgivable. Another aspect that is slightly offensive in a way is the 3.6 liter, again, with the tires and the weight and all the mechanicals under here. I mean, 285 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. Yes, is enough to get you up and going, but you have to ring it really to get the max out of it. So I'm not measuring fuel economy at all, but I'm thinking 15 liters per 100 kilometers at least. The highlight is the manual transmission, which is just absolutely fun to use. Throws are long, but still fairly precise. It's just cool to have it here. It's one of the last remaining in the segment as far as pickups are concerned. I mean, with the Tacoma, that's about it, right? what else? I mean, you see, it's going. I mean, look, the point I'm making about the ride quality is in relation to what I witness myself in the greater Montreal area. And I've been to Toronto 1,000 times, and there are Wrangler Rubicons everywhere. And as we all know, those trucks are extremely capable. But I swear to you, the vast majority of them are cleaner than my Golf, which I wash on a semi-regular basis. And that's just a reality. Most people who own these trucks don't ever actually use them for the purpose for which they were designed. So unless you know what you're getting yourself into, that's going to be your life. Shaking about all the time. But again, it's extremely forgivable. See, I can be a polite guy. It's extremely forgivable because this is an experience. It's a lifestyle. It's a way to get around. And it's impossible not to enjoy it, especially with the manual transmission. I just love shifting. Anyhow, yeah, that summarizes the Gladiator Mojave.